Welcome back to another RPG Maker Unite tutorial. Today I'm going to show you some tips and how to build your project. So with that said, let's get started. Alright, so tip number one is in system settings. You can choose to use a controller or not right here. Additionally, if you go to the Unity editor mode and you click on the RPG Maker input systems, you can now see the mapping for the RPG Maker controllers. So this is for a non-controller, WebGL, and then you have your RPG Maker. If you double click into it, you can start to look at what these things are and you can start to change them from there. Tip number two is found in the options right here, and it is the skip title screen for playtest. Click that on, you will skip the title screen for playtest, but you will still see it on a build. For tip number three, you can go into events here, you can click on this frequently used tab, and then you can start to adjust these. You can add show text, and then you can add this event to the group, and you can click which one, group 0 or group 1. 0 is on this screen, and this one on this side. You can click add and you can add it. And you can click another one, say that you use scrolling text a lot, you can add it to this side. And then what you can do is you can remove them, or you can set this frequently used to the top so that it is the first one when you click on new event. For tip number four, because we're using Unity, we have access to doing some simple formulas inside the text fields. So for example, if I wanted to set this to half of the resolution, I can type in 1920, put the divide symbol, and then 2, and then hit enter, and it will give me half of that. I can do the same for this, which is 1080 divided by 2, and it will also give me half of that. For tip number five on options with color settings, Unity has a color picker where you can then choose anywhere on the screen to pick a color. For tip number six, there are add-ons right here, and if you want to add a new one, you need to go into the folder. So you'll go into your folder, assets, RPG Maker, Codebase, add-ons. You will then download the plugin that you want. I usually just F2, copy the name, because it needs to match the name. You create a new folder, copy that name there, and then go to download and put this inside this folder. When you come back into the editor, it's going to recompile. And then you will be able to see the add-ons right here. Turn it on by going like this, set the settings wherever you need it right here. This is a global volume plugin. Click OK, OK, let it recompile again. And now your add-on is added. For tip number seven, if you find that these 4 layers are not enough for what you need in your project and you could use like one additional layer, one thing that you can do is you can save this image right here. Save it as home 1 here, and then we'll delete these layers. All right, and with them deleted, we can go to the backgrounds here. We can load an image. We can bring in that home. And then now we have it. And all we have to do is make sure that we set our collision layers for what we can walk on. All right. And so this would let you now be able to add stuff on these new layers while having a background layer. And lastly, when you are ready to build your project, you will go to File, Build Settings, and Run. You will then select Build, and you build it in a folder. Select that folder and click Build. And it will take a little bit. I'll be back when it's done. And when it comes up, it's going to be this one right here. Should be a name if you gave it a proper name. I'm not sure why it came up like this. But if I click on play, we have now exported our game and we can move. One thing I do notice is that the movement is actually really smooth when it is built. So sometimes it might be jittery in the editor, but you can rest assured that your build will actually be smooth movement. So hopefully this video was helpful. If you have any questions, you can comment below. We'll get you figured out. That said, I'll see you at the next video.